Remember all of the Bud Light controversy for their partnership with Dylan Mulvaney, who is transgender. Now there's another beer ad that's going viral and facing criticism for being, quote, too woke. It's a Miller Lite ad from back in March. Take a look.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow. Look at wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their whole beer industry.
So now this ad is getting criticized, with some saying Miller Lite has joined the woke cult. Another person commented, "This is what happens when gender studies majors invade corporate boardrooms. Rest in peace, Miller Lite." Meantime, Miller Lite is defending the ad, saying, quote, "Women should not be forced to mud wrestle in order to sell beer." So what do we think of this ad? And do you think Miller Lite will face the same backlash that Bud Light did? Tori, I already see you like eager to speak.
Yeah, I love Ilana Glazer. She is from Broad City. She's a UCB improviser. Go watch it. Hannibal's in it. It's great. I think this ad is like top 10 cringiest things I've ever seen. And I say that as a strong feminist who believes in trying to be it's too much. You're forcing it down our throats with the Mesopotamia. Alan Jeff would have been asleep by the time she walked by. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, I think I need a beer. Now I don't drink anymore after that. I was like, wow, that's super.
And when you take a woman in a bikini and you throw them in the trash, and then apparently that made fertilizer for the hops that Miller Lite was growing. That was the whole point of that ad. It's just too much, and it's you know what? Instead of mud wrestling, have women do something else.
I thought it was mean-spirited.
I thought it was nasty.
I looked at the women in those posters, and maybe, I mean, you would assume that those women chose to do it. Maybe they're
Which
really
is a feminist choice to do.
And perhaps it launched many of their careers. Right. I felt like it was shaming them.
Yeah. Also, I think we're getting away from the bigger picture, which is selling beer. I know we want to talk about the motivations of the women involved and what their husbands must have thought driving to work. No one cares about those people. The only thing that Miller Lite cares about is how many cases of beer that we sell.
So why do this?
So
why did they do this?
Because they've been influenced by somebody. They are trying to overcorrect, Tori, as you're saying. What they should do is read what the market is saying. You see it in advertisements now. When it's a low-calorie beer, there'll be somebody jogging and they'll get to the top of a rooftop and take a sip of the zero-calorie beer.
Right.
If they're trying to show Corona, they'll show super attractive people on the beach relaxing because they use Snoop because he's for old folks like me that think he's cool. They'll use Karol G because they're trying to bring in a younger demo. It has nothing to do with you or me or anybody. They are trying to reach people to sell their beer.
Erica, what do you think?
And this is a failure.
Yeah, I have done ads in bikinis. I have.
So how did that make you feel?
Well, first of all, I think all the women's bodies that were used and their faces were pixelated should absolutely get residuals from that campaign because that's their work. And I mean, like it or not, it's just, for me, it makes me feel uncomfortable when it's like, this is what women were forced to do. Maybe they were just in college and they were paying double the rate that you were getting for your commercial print jobs any other way. Maybe that paid for an entire semester for them. Maybe it paid their entire tuition. I don't know. It's like the victimization of people who are making decisions based on what they want to do with their life at that time. And honestly, I feel like that's a shame to make shame about those decisions. It's like, isn't that supposed? I don't consider myself a feminist, but isn't that the whole feminism thing?
It is. She just said it. It's an anti-feminist ad.
Like the freedom of choice.
Right.
I mean, if I could do it now, I would.
I would too, but I don't have the body.
It was, yes, you do, but that was tone deaf. Definitely tone deaf.